Adult children of alcoholics have a different life that you might expect. Yes. And if you stay till the end of the video, I will show you the extraordinary thing about the adult children of alcoholics, which actually end up raising unconsciously depressed children. But before we start, show reel. So it's absolutely amazing to watch, as a depression coach, what happened in my life, considering that I was an adult child of an alcoholic. So practically the adults, children of alcoholic, have two choices. Only two choices. The first choice is to be an alcoholic. Okay. Only 10% of the children of alcoholics become alcoholics themselves, become victims themselves. The other 90% do not become alcoholics. Actually, they absolutely change their life into a total different direction. That doesn't mean it's a happy direction. That means it's just what normal looks like for them. So you have to understand that alcoholism skips one generation. Okay, but depression does not. Depression gets buried for one generation before it resurfaces at the next one. So for the adults, children of alcoholics, they believe that normal is a hard life. This is what normal is for them. Why? They've never seen an easy life. Right? Because they lived in an environment where life was not easy, where they couldn't fix their parents' depression or alcoholism, and they, couldn't fix their sadness and depression. And then all of this, it's like it's super buried, and they totally ignore the pain, right? Because they don't know how else to move on with their life. They are growing as children way faster than anybody else, and they take over their shoulders a lot of duties and responsibilities. Sometimes duty and responsibility that involve their parents. Okay, it is my duty to protect my mom from dad. Right? As a child, you understand that this is your duty. What these people don't understand, that what if you were never born? What if you were never born? You see, they actually take the pain and the sacrifice of the parents, one or both of them, they take it as loyalty and they turn it into a duty and responsibility. And this they're going to do for the rest of their life. They're going to sacrifice for a job, for another child, for a partner, for everything else except themselves. They're going to keep sacrificing until at some point, they going to collapse in one way or another. If they have a child, they will actually end up with that child in depression automatically, unconsciously, right? If they have a partner, they will be cheated on. They don't know how to deal with intimate relationships. If they put their parents first, they will end up with all kind of relationship issues and they're going to end up single. If they're going to put their job first, they're going to end up sick. Why? They neglect themselves for money, for jobs, right? And this happens just for them to understand that they can't continue to hide their pain deep down underneath and move over it and keep on going and going because they have to heal. Sometimes they wake up with depression at the age of 60 or 70 after they retired. And they ask themselves, but why this happened to me? I was fine for decades. Yes, you were fine. You were actually hiding your depression. You were lying to yourself that you're not hurt. Okay? You move over a situation with force and with hardness instead of moving over with healing your emotional wounds. So this is the most amazing thing, because sometimes they wake up, they're in depression when their body collapses of all kind of illnesses, okay? Specifically diabetes, intestinal illnesses, gallbladder or liver problems, even, all kind of sexual problems, right? So they end up in depression at that point. Sometimes they end up in depression when very tired, or sometimes they realize that they moved over depression and they just didn't even recognize it once they have a child that ends up automatically in depression. Why? Because these emotional wounds have not been healed, and the child feels on their shoulders all of the pain that the grandparents and the parents felt without even knowing why. Because this is how it is. The last generation has to practically fix everything. It's on their shoulders. So, what I want you to understand of the adults, children of alcoholics, is they are warriors of depression. They ignore they're ever depressed. If they do, they deal with illnesses like meds. They keep moving through life until at some point something happens. They understand that life is normal to be hard. They understand that life is normal to be pain. And until they don't suffer, until they collapse or they can't breathe anymore, they don't acknowledge they're in depression, and they continue living it. Okay, so please understand that these kind of adults that used to be children of alcoholics, they don't even know what happiness is. All right, so I promise you that at the end of the video, I will explain why their children, the children of adults, children of alcoholics, end up in depression automatically. It's because they do not want to have their parents' life. They don't want to have a hard life. They don't care that their parent is not drinking or is a perfect parent. They just don't want to have a hard life. They don't want to go through their emotions without ever healing them, okay? And their children become automatically depressed, and an adult child alcoholic doesn't even realize why their own children are depressed because they have no reason, right? Unfortunately, this happens in 99% of the cases. If you like these kind of videos, make sure you hit the thumbs up button. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe and click the notification bell below, because I'm committed to make daily videos to explain that suffering and depression are not necessary in life, and people can actually heal from these conditions. Love you guys.